Und damit hallo und herzlich willkommen zu The Stanley Parable. Ein Spiel, was vielleicht einige von euch schon kennen. Während ich hier mal so ein bisschen erzähle, werde ich mal schon ins Spiel reingehen, weil es dauert manchmal ein bisschen länger zu laden, keine Ahnung warum. In diesem Spiel geht es darum, dass wir den guten Stanley spielen, der arbeitet in einer Firma und seine Aufgabe ist es, immer darauf zu warten, bis er eine Anweisung bekommt, also einen Knopf zu drücken an der Tastatur und diesen drückt er dann. Nur eines Tages hat er dann ewig lange keine Ansage bekommen und stellt dann irgendwann fest, ja, dass alle seine Mitarbeiter verschwunden sind. Und jetzt ist es Stanleys Aufgabe, seine Mitarbeiter zu finden. Nebenbei wird uns das Ganze von einem Erzähler erzählt und dann erzählt dieser Erzähler halt die Geschichte und wir können uns entscheiden, ob wir den Anweisungen quasi des Erzählers folgen oder ob wir uns widersetzen. Und dann gibt es dort total viele verschiedene Enden und dieses Spiel ist sehr unterhaltsam, wirklich lustig, muss ich sagen. Jo, und das wird jetzt ab und zu mal zwischendurch kommen.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Ich bin mal ruhig.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Ja, wir bleiben jetzt hier drin. Nein, okay.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Erstmal in die Schublade gerannt. Ja, wie ihr seht, recht simples Spielprinzip. Aber es macht halt tierisch Spaß. Obwohl, ich will mal ganz kurz die Untertitel anmachen. Ging das hier? Ich hoffe mal, ja. Ich mach mal Dialoge. Das war mein Handy, das ich jetzt mal ganz kurz und total unbekümmert leise mache. Okay. Ich stelle mal auf Dialoge, falls einige nicht so gut in Englisch sind, damit sie hier folgen können. Ich hoffe, die sind dann auch auf Deutsch oder so. Na, egal. Okay.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
So, und jetzt können wir hier zur linken oder zur rechten Seite gehen. Ich denke, ich werde mal zur rechten Seite gehen.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room.
Was ist das denn?
Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in. Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it.
Okay, wir gehen mal weiter.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Ja, komm.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
Nö, ich will hier runter. Ladebildschirm. Ich werde wahrscheinlich immer so einen Run, also wenn ich das mal spiele, das wird halt wie gesagt nicht so oft kommen.
He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go
Die Stelle ist cool, das kenne ich.
From here it's left.
Ja, was ich noch sagen wollte, das wird jetzt ab und zu mal kommen. Und ja, wenn ich halt Lust habe, das ist jetzt nichts, was ich regelmäßig bringen werde. Ich werde aber in jedem Video so wahrscheinlich bis zu einem Ende spielen, sag ich mal. Und ja.
Oh no, no, it's to the right, my mistake.
Ah, das ist doch nicht schlimm.
No, 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 not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please?
Aber natürlich. Mach ich doch gern.
Now, let's see. We went down right, left, down, left, right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
Habe ich doch gewusst. Ein Laster. Ich weiß nicht, wie es von hier aus weitergeht. Ich weiß nur, dass er da überlegt hat. Das fand ich damals lustig, als ich das erste Mal gesehen habe.
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes. Okay. We just have to get back to who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay, from the top.
So, und das war mal ein Durchgang, der war jetzt nicht so lang. Ich denke, ja doch, ich mache noch einen zweiten, weil der erste so kurz war.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Gehen wir mal hier lang. Ich denke, wir nehmen dieses Mal die linke Tür.
When Stanley... Wait,
Oh.
what? No,
Ach, das war noch nicht vorbei.
No, I restarted. I swear, I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Oh, did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere, or... Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then. It's an adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
Ja, es gibt halt auch Enden, wo halt neu gestartet wird, in Anführungsstrichen, aber dann ist halt nicht wirklich neu gestartet, sondern es gehört halt noch zu dem Dings dazu. Wir gehen mal hier lang. Hier ist Ende Gelände, okay. Ich glaube, ich kenne das Ende sogar schon, aber Leute, die jetzt meine Videos schon länger gucken, wissen, ich habe ein Gedächtnis wie ein Boss.
This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again? Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
Oh, that's okay.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Achso, und an die Leute, die das Spiel schon kennen, falls ihr irgendwelche coolen Enden kennt oder so, dann schreibt mir das doch mal in die Kommentare. Dann kann ich die auch mal vorstellen oder schreibt mir an die E-Mail-Adresse, die ihr unten in der Videobeschreibung findet. Ja, macht das lieber an die E-Mail-Adresse und nicht in die Kommentare, damit das nicht alle Leute sehen. Ja, dann kann ich das auch mal vorstellen. Das wäre, denke ich, auch ganz lustig. Und ja.
Okay, yep, it's worse. I might be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from. why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
Das klingt gut.
Aha! I knew we'd miss something. The story. Here it comes. No, wait. Never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps. Now this... Well, I'll be honest. I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct? Do you remember, Stanley?
Nein.
Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win! Congratulations!
Yes! Yeah!
I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off. So, good job. Oh, no.
Oh.
I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win. Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay? I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart.
Okay. Dude, just do it.
All right, I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure Line. Just follow the line. How simple is that?
Okay, das kriegen wir hin, Freunde. Dum, 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 Linie. Oh.
You see? The line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny. Though, here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Whoa. Hang on. That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that. You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
Ja, das bringt Stimmung auf. Da kommt Freude auf, Freunde. Da kommt Freude auf. Ich fühle mich wie ein waschechter Abenteurer. Ach, meine Nase juckt schon wieder. So ein Mist.
Cut the music, go back and look at that fern. Stanley, this fern will be very important later in the story. Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss anything.
Ja doch, ich denke, wir haben ihn uns gemerkt.
Wait, what? We're back at the office? No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this ringing a bell?
Das durften wir nicht angucken. Aber da hinten hat sich die Linie gekreuzt. Da will ich nochmal kurz gucken. Einen Moment. So, dann geht sie hier lang. Hier ist der Anfang. Okay. Dann denke ich mal, dass wir doch hier lang gehen.
Oh, no, not again, Line. How could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you, after everything we've been through, you... Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
Da sind wir. Oh, ich habe unser Bildschirm gesehen, aber wir konnten uns nicht selber sehen. Tragisch.
You know what, Stanley? I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for
Yeah.
us? We're intelligent people,
Genau.
right? Why can't we make up our own story? Something
Echt?
exciting,
Ja.
daring, mysterious.
Ja.
Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
Ja, wir verstehen uns. Super.
Now, yes, this is exciting. Just
Yeah.
me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to be? Go wild. Use your imagination. Whatever it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it.
Okay. Wie wäre es mit Dinosauriern aus dem Weltall? Die kommen dann auf die Erde und wollen mit Hilfe der Katzen die Herrschaft über den Mars
Oh,
übernehmen.
no, not you again. Stanley,
Blödes
I'd also
Teil.
like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it. We should be fine.
Ich sehe die Linie gar nicht. Lalala. Oh, ich sollte vielleicht doch so ein bisschen gucken, wo ich hingehe. Aber okay. Ha, Linie ist weg. Jetzt ist alles gut.
Ah, a choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control. How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute. Okay,
andere Richtung.
so I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere at the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley.
Yeah.
Our destiny awaits. Oh, hold up. What's this? The confusion ending. You're telling me that's what this is? It's all one giant ending? And we're supposed to restart the game, what, eight times? That's really how all this goes? It's all determined? So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget?
Wir
What
sterben.
if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing, wall. Well, who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really? No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it.
Genau. Wir lassen uns hier gar nichts erzählen.
Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle? The, whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen? So, okay. I guess now we just wait. You know, I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story. Wouldn't you agree?
Ja.
Quite sure if we're in
Das
the
ist eine geile
destination
Story.
or the journey. They're
Action
always
und
saying that life is
Musik
about the journey
und
and not the destination.
Tod.
So I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually. Well, in the meantime...
Damn. Okay. Das war ein schönes Geräusch, schätze ich. Lade schneller. Boom. Okay. Let's do this shit.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either.
Tips for not
Feeling
getting
a wave
fired.
of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
How to solve a dispute with a coworker. Let it ball up inside you. Take it out passive-aggressively on other coworkers. Oh, verdammt. Egal. To do. What do people want? Things. Money. More money. Things. But with money to buy more things. Graphs about things and money. We have our new product. Oh mein Gott. Oh, da steht was auf der Rückseite. Better safe than profits. Interessant, interessant. Menschen wollen Geld und Dinge und Geld, um sich neue Dinge zu kaufen. Achso, und mehr
Coming to a
Geld.
staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Was passiert wohl,
But
wenn ich hier
Stanley
lang
just
gehe?
couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence
Diesen
in a
Raum haben wir
single
schon mal
moment for
gesehen.
no reason at all. None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did
Illuminaten.
doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that
Illuminaten.
matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming! He yelled.
Genau.
This is all a dream.
Stimmt. Das muss ein Traum sein.
What a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may
Nein,
as
wir
well
laufen jetzt
enjoy
hier für
this
immer
while
weiter.
I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the
Meine Nase schon
strangest
wieder,
question
Freunde.
of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself? Believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream.
Oh mein
Voice
Gott!
could see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago. How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he
Sherlock
closed his
Stanley.
eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment and my wife and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been.
Oh mein Gott, ist das deep.
My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
Ja, doch. Ach, verdammte Scheiße, warum hat das nicht funktioniert?
Stanley began screaming.
Ich glaube, das Ende hier...
Someone wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
Oh, shit.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy, this much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Heißt, wir sind jetzt halt einfach gestorben. Ich werde jetzt noch mal kurz gucken, ob hier noch mal irgendwas passiert.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Ich denke mal, das war jetzt halt das Ende.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Ja, sei still. Okay, das schien dann doch schon das Ende zu sein. Das heißt, ich würde sagen, wenn euch dieses Video gefallen hat, dann lasst doch einen Daumen nach oben da. Abonnieren, wenn es euch gefallen hat, natürlich. Ihr könnt mir auch auf Twitter folgen, Link findet ihr in der Videobeschreibung. Und dann würde ich sagen, haut rein, ciao und bis zum nächsten Mal bei The Stanley Parable oder was auch immer ich für ein Video machen werde. Die Welt steht mir offen, da ich nicht so ein Faggot bin, der einen Upload-Plan hat. Ich meine, wer braucht sowas schon? Okay, Freunde, haut rein, ciao und bis zum nächsten Mal.